Don't hold your children back because of others.
Universal is number one. Number one. Number one. Number one.
A lot of times we so concerned about what other people are going to think or what they're going to say that we hold our kids back, especially from being an explorer. We are explorers, and that's what we're here to do, explore. Unfortunately, we are in a system of control that shuts down your exploration. Your ability to explore and be explorative is compromised by this system that always heaps a set of rules for you to follow and to be in a certain conformity. And if you're not in that conformity bell curve of society and you on the outside looking in, especially as a young kid, that's not where you want to be. So you don't explore as much, you don't take risks, you don't take chances as much because you don't want to go outside the norm. I was just in a barbershop and, I'm in there with my grandson and there's another young kid in there running around and, it's like, I know the angst. You go, son, go, I don't want people to be thinking that, he's unruly. Sit down. And you worrying about what other people think. That's why a lot of times when they say, don't embarrass me out here. I don't want to be embarrassed. That's worrying about what people think. And I understand there's a certain mannerism and ruliness that you want your child to be in, but they're meant to explore. I was just looking and I'm like, and I was saying in the shop, I was like, let me see. I said, I see the kid over there. I see my grandson. I said, I bet you they're eventually going to go and they're going to link up and play. Bet you. I said, as adults, we get compromised somewhere along the line. Our energy gets lessons, or we just get in our ways where we don't do that explorative no more. We go in rooms and we sit in places and only somebody have a mutual person and we meet and we go. But people don't just ordinarily do what kids do. All kids can be in a room and don't know nobody in the room. And all of a sudden you be sitting up there. They act like they knew them kids, each other for the whole life. And just that moment, because the way they interact and they're not scared to explore and go over and say hi and talk. We don't even do that no more. We say, he don't know me. I don't know him. We come over and say hi to me. Kids don't do that. They go over and explore. Hi, my name is such and such. You want to? And real quick, they find commonality. Real quick. That's why it's like always be in a you state of mind because they stay in the moment. That's why when you talk about from a religious perspective, when he said, Lord, Lord, how should I enter the gates of heaven? And he looked and he said, pointing over there. He pointed. Yeah, he pointed. He said, look, and over there was a little child. And he said, be that as a little child. Be an explorer, what he was saying. Live in the moment is what that metaphor meant. Don't worry about so much about the past and the future or worry about what others think. Don't worry about none of that. Live in the moment. Be as a child is. And if you be as a child, that's your heaven. Here on earth, we get in the way of children having their heaven here. When they come, they're not worried about nothing from day to day. Not bills, no stress, no nothing. They look at the next one, the next moment I can have and I can live into. That's their heaven. We bombard our heaven with all of the past and the future and all this other stuff and try to be conformed and get in line and stay a certain way and do what everybody else is doing. We focus so much energy on that we lack our exploration. Explore. So don't shut your kids down for the benefit or comfort of others because they're going to point and say, look at that kid. Look what he's doing. See, that's a shame. Oh, no. No. Even in their lessons, they're exploring. How many of us come out? How many of us come out without spot or wrinkle? How many of us come out? How many successful stories do you hear that somebody tells and the story is I had no spot or wrinkle. I just went through and I sailed through and it was just a perfect situation. How many stories you hear that? It's always some bumps in the road. It's always this. They had to explore. The person who doesn't explore doesn't get nothing or don't get no more. So you got to continuously, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to explore this. That's what business adventures is about, exploration, exploring. When you're shutting kids down at a young age, you're shutting their entrepreneurship down, you're shutting their creativity down, you're shutting all this stuff down, and you're giving them school to say, here goes school, just do well in school. That's all you need to worry about is doing well in school and getting those grades so you can get a job. That's all you focus on. No. Most like they know, most millionaires don't even graduate from college. But they went and explored. They was exploring creativity. And they say we have to be careful, especially people who are in blue collar jobs, because their jobs is such constructed in the way. Blue collar work usually deals with a lot of just, you do what I say. It doesn't mean a lot of creativity. What they say, what the studies say, with the exception of construction, because construction, even though it's a blue collar job, it involves a lot of creativity. When you're constructing the house, or you reconstructing the house, or doing an upgrade or what have you to the house, there's a lot of creativity. Right? The construction worker sits back and looks at it and goes, how do I design this? So a lot of times when they get home, they afford their children that same latitude that they have at work. A lot of times we at work, because we in a blue collar or what kind of situation we're in, we come home and we project that same mindset towards our kids. So a lot of times some of the careers that you could be in can even affect the way you allow your children to show creativity and not put them in a box. Don't worry about others. Let them explore. Let them be creative. Let them have fun. Enjoy themselves. You get out of the way. Me too. That's my empowering message to the day. I'm your host, Universal, The Way Out Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you donate to continue to help to create and keep this empowerment train moving. Choo! Choo! All aboard! Night train. No, I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, peace and love.